Castillo,
Present.
Councilmember Lorena Delgadillo.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Call to the public. Anybody from the public wishing to address council?
Mayor, just wanted to introduce our new Finance Director, Rosa Spilari, if she can come to the front and so you can, a name to the face. If you want to speak into the microphone, Rosa.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be joining the City of Somerton. I'm coming from the City of Tucson. I'm excited for this new opportunity. Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
Anybody else from the public? I'm gonna move on to consent agenda. There's one item. It's check register for the month of January 2023. Does member of council want to remove the item from consent agenda? Is there a motion?
Mayor.
So motion by Councilman Castillo, second by Councilwoman Delgadillo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have a presentation from the Somerton Library Supervisor, Salvador Vera.
If you want to just introduce yourself, or you can talk into the microphone.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Sarah Wisdom. I'm the Community Relations Manager for the Yuma County Library District, and I'm here with Salvador Vera, who is our Somerton Library Supervisor. And we're just here to share some information about the Somerton Library and answer any questions that you may have. So our Somerton Library is located at 240 Canal Street. The hours of operation are Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the branch is closed on Sunday and Monday. These are some statistics from our annual year in review that we always put together. So from July 2021 through June of 2022, the Somerton Library was open 41 hours per week. We break down the visits. It came out to approximately 529 people visiting the branch every week. The Somerton Library has 2,731 card holders, and the building houses 37,516 items. 12,793 items were checked out in the past year, and 1,039 people attended 159 programs, not counting the Dia del Nino program, which Salvador is going to talk about a little bit later. Yuma County District Library cards are free to all residents and property owners of Yuma County, and they're also issued free to active U.S. military personnel. We also offer non-resident cards for a nominal fee, $5 per month, $25 for 6 months, or $50 for 1 year. Those are very popular with our winter visitors. Children and young adults up to age 17 can be issued a library card with a parent or legal guardian signature. We also offer an e-card option that can be signed up for online, and this provides access to ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, movies, music, everything you can download and stream, you can access with our e-card. You sign up for that on our website, yumalibrary.org, and then you'll receive an email with your e-card number. But if you already have the physical library card, that works with the online resources. So the e-card is very popular with the kids who wait till Sunday night to do their homework and they need to access a resource, and then they sign up for the library card really fast so they can gain access to some of those resources. So a little bit about what our Somerton Library has in the building. They have books, audiobooks, newspapers, magazines, reference materials, CDs, and DVDs available for checkout. Most books can be checked out for 21 days, and our new books and our AV materials check out for 10 days. During the pandemic, in September of 2020, we eliminated late fines. We discovered that that was a real barrier to some of our patrons. They didn't come to the library, or they just didn't check anything out because they had late fines. And we wanted to make sure everybody in the community has full access to our public libraries. So we just went ahead and eliminated late fines. We also offer extensive digital collections, as I mentioned, the download and stream materials, books, audiobooks, magazines, comics, and newspapers. People can download and stream movies, music, and TV shows. And then we also offer access to over 60 online resources that just have everything to do with arts and crafts to online learning. We follow the statistics on those and try to keep those updated and see what people need access to the most. These are just a couple of those resources, some of our really popular ones. The first one is tutor.com. It provides live on-demand tutoring for students and professionals. They offer homework help with math, science, social studies, English, and SAT and ACT test prep. The tutors are live. You log in with your library card. You answer a few brief questions about the kind of assignment or homework project you're working on, and it actually pairs you with a live tutor. They're usually grad students or other professionals in their field. The live tutors are available in English from 10 a.m. to midnight and in Spanish from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. The Transparent Language is our online resource that provides audio tutorials to practice reading, listening, and speaking in over 100 different languages, as well as English as a second language. They also offer Kids Speak for kids ages 6 and up who are learning a language. Hoopla is one of the popular resources for TV and movies. They have major Hollywood movies. They've got major record labels, publishers for instant streaming and temporary downloading to mobile devices. And last but not least, The Shelf, which is a new resource we subscribe to. It's a Spanish language digital media. So movies, music, television shows, performing arts, podcasts. And what's really cool is The Shelf was primarily working with Europe until recently. The Yuma County Library District was one of the first, if not the first, public libraries in the United States to subscribe to them. So we're really happy to be able to offer that to our Spanish speaking patrons. And now I'm going to turn things over to Salvador.
Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm going to continue with the presentation. Okay. Free Wi-Fi is available at all libraries, at all Yuma County libraries. And we also offer computers for patrons up to 3 hours a day. Thanks to the grants from the State Library and American Library Association, Wi-Fi hotspots are available for checkout. A hotspot is a small device you can use to connect a wireless enabled device such as a laptop, smartphone, or tablet to the internet almost anywhere you are. So this is one of the devices. Or meeting rooms are available for public use. Rental fees are determined by the type of group, nonprofit, government agency, and commercial organization. Programming, we have programs for youth, teen, adult, and family programs. For youth, we have baby time. Baby times are for children ages 2 and younger and include songs, rhymes, and stories to promote early literacy. The story times are for ages 2 to 5, including songs, dance, stories, and read aloud. We also offer arts and crafts and family movie days. For teens, the staff work hard to keep teens active and engaged with the library by hosting 3D printer demos, arts and crafts, movies, and STEM experiments. For adults can attend citizenship and language classes get computer training or help with their mobile device, and enjoy presentations. The library schedules informative and entertaining events throughout the year. Family. Annual family-friendly activities include Teddy Bear Picnic, Dia del Niño, Fall Festival, and Dia de los Muertos. The Library Board of Trustees is an advisory board that includes representatives from the Yuma County, the cities of Yuma, San Luis, Somerton, and the town of Walton. The Board of Trustees position are honorary and serve without compensation. Their primary function is to promote the development and improvement of the library service. They also recommend and approve the library policy to the administration. And I think it's on the agenda that we're looking for some representation from Somerton. You can find us online at yumalibrary.org. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you prefer Spanish, we have the Bibliotecas de Yuma pages on Facebook and Instagram. A free YCLD app can be downloaded from the app, from Google Play and Apple app stores. And then we have a small presentation from last year from Dia del Niño event. The purpose of the event is to actively engage the community into taking advantage of all services the library and the community offers. We also promoted the summer reading program last year by having kids complete a scavenger hunt. The Somerton Library has been co-hosting the Dia del Niño program since 2010 with the City of Somerton. This is just some of the pictures. Last year, we had 89 agencies that participated and helped sponsor the event. These are some of the sponsors. There were many activities for the kids to do at the event. We even had some special visitors. We had PVS, we had Somerton Police Department. Kids love to sit down and hear stories from Grandma Orchid. Kids did some arts and crafts and games. You can see in these pictures. We had the fishing clinic, some jumpers. We had some performers at the event from Yuma Shoring Rye, Karate Dojo, and Bell Dance Studio dancers. We gave away tickets for the kids to participate in raffles. And then we got some winners. And we give a big thank you to the Yuma Library and the City of Somerton staff for lending a hand with this program. And also a thank you to our volunteers for their help. And this is our number for last year. We had our 1,153 people in attendance last year. Any questions for us?
Any questions or comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Very informative. We're gonna move on to new business. Discussion and possible action to approve MOU between City of Somerton and the Industrial Development Authority.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. The Industrial Development Authority of the City of Somerton has an existing loan with First Bank Yuma that has reached its term and the balloon payment is due. The balloon payment would be due March 12th. The total amount borrowed by the IDA was $699,976 for 7 years with a one-time payment of $245,574 with 98 on December 12, 2012. This is when we had a 90-day extension. We currently are in the 90-day extension ending March 12th. The IDA loan was used to purchase, finish construction, and do tenant improvement on the property located at 674 East Main Street, Somerton, Arizona, otherwise known as the Miller Building. The IDA proposes to borrow the amount of $226,464 with 54 cents, which is the payoff amount for the loan on the Miller Building. Currently, the Miller Building has the Department of Economic Security as tenants who pay monthly rent in the amount of $13,458 with 3 cents. The lease will expire on August 31st, 2027, and the IDA is pledging to lease revenue to pay off the amount borrowed from the City of Somerton. This MOU serves to describe the responsibilities between the IGA and the City of Somerton with respect to borrowing and paying back funds. Also in this, if you'll see in the attachments that on page 4 of the attachments, we did include exhibit 1, and this is the payoff schedule. So the first payment would be beginning the 15th of March, and we would conclude July 15th, 2025, and that would be a total of 29 payments. Are there any questions?
Any questions or comments? You done?
I'm done.
Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion, Mayor, to approve the memorandum of understanding agreement between City of Somerton and the Industrial Development Authority.
A motion by Vice Mayor Roldan,
Second.
second by Councilman Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action to designate City Manager Louie Galaviz as a certifying officer for environmental review items.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. Basically, this is through the CDBG. There will be some environmental processes that we have to get approved, and so they're requesting that I be able to sign off on those, working with our grant writers. So we bring that to council today. It's kind of a formality to keep the process moving forward on our CDBG.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion? A motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Councilman Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and possible action to select a city council member or representative to serve in the Yuma County Library Board.
Again, good evening, Mayor and Council. This is be a probably about an hour or so a day, once a month. I believe it's the second Tuesday of each month, so it wouldn't conflict with any council meetings if there was an evening meeting. But we had the chairman of the Parks and Rec Commission sit on that board for many years. He has elected not to volunteer, Mr. Vasquez. And so we wanted the presentation today about what the library and how involved it is in the community. And we'd like to see if any of the council members would be interested in serving on that. If not, you could provide direction.
Does any council member want to volunteer or nominate themselves to?
I'm not available, Mayor, for that. We have a school board meeting every second Tuesday of the month.
Is this in the afternoon? I'm sorry.
To my understanding, it's usually at noontime,
No.
but there is some evening ones sometimes, so.
To nominate Villalpando.
I'll second that motion.
Alejandro Galindo.
Ahí, ¿a quién me-
So was that a motion, Mayor?
No. So,
I'm available if nobody else.
okay. So,
Make a motion to nominate Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Second.
so motion by Vice Mayor Roldan, second by Councilman Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, I will follow up with Councilman Gonzalez and inform the library.
Item number 4, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase of a 2023 model year work truck
So,
for Community Development Department.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The item before you on the agenda is a request by the Community Development Department to approve the purchase of a new 2023 model year work truck for the Community Development Department. Mayor and Council, the Community Development Department is growing. The Community Development Department is busy. We are busy on all fronts, thankfully. The Building Safety Division of our department continues to be occupied with the Somerton High School and numerous other projects going on. But on top of that, that division currently, our building inspector is assisting the Public Works Department in the absence of a Public Works Director to fill in some of the gaps in the meantime. Our Code Enforcement Division is averaging a new case every other day, one case every 2 days. I continue to serve as the planner as well as the director, and I make regular trips to the city of Yuma to attend YMPO meetings, to take documents to the recorder's office. And soon we will hopefully have a new planner, and he or she will also require adequate transportation. That is why, Mayor and Council, in order to maintain the highest level of service possible to the residents of Somerton, it is imperative that we have a good working fleet of vehicles in our department. We currently have 3 vehicles in the Community Development Department. We have a 2005 Nissan Titan, a 2013 Ford F-150, and a 2013 Toyota Camry. Fortunately, the F-150 and the Camry are in great working order, and we foresee them serving us for at least a couple more years. Unfortunately, though, the Titan may be at the end of the road. Here are some pictures of that Nissan Titan. The Nissan Titan is 18 years old, Mayor and Council. It is a 2003 vehicle. It has an odometer reading of over 242,000 miles. It has a failing power steering system. It has a faulty AC system that needs to be replaced every other year, including just recently was in the shop for about 3 weeks. It has a failing suspension system. It has several undiagnosed error codes that come up once you see the check engine light on there. And most critically, it doesn't have airbags. It does not have a working airbag system. So our code enforcement officer I think it's a hazard once he to not have airbags. If you keep going through the pictures, Andrea, you'll see just the state that this 18-year-old vehicle is in. Broken glove box there. Seats are torn. There used to be some kind of mounting pole here for the laptop that once it was removed, the holes were not patched up. And this next picture, you can see right through the cabin down into the drive shaft or a muffler, some kind of pipe.
No crazy glue that you.
There, yes, the broken dashboard there. That door doesn't open, it's jammed. Not that we use it much, but still, though, it's an inconvenience. And this picture, you can see there's an oil drip right there. That's a fresh oil stain. That was maybe 15 minutes after it was parked. Mayor and Council, conventional wisdom at this point would dictate that we do not invest money on a vehicle that is clearly approaching the end of its life. Which is why, due to the state and the age of the vehicle, staff is recommending the procurement of a new vehicle instead of repairing the Nissan Titan. Staff estimates that the amount needed to replace the Titan with a similar vehicle would be between $32,000 and $45,000. This would be for a double cab truck with a 6 to 8 foot bed, being in the work truck trim, not the fanciest model, just the most basic model, but a truck. The purchase would need to be funded using reallocated funds from within the Community Development Department budget for the current fiscal year. Prior to the purchase, the Finance Department will need to reallocate funds from within the approved Community Development budget. And staff therefore is recommending that you approve the reallocation of funds from our approved budget. The money is there into an account so that we can purchase this new vehicle. Are there any questions?
Any questions or comments? Councilwoman Padilla?
What was the year of you said 2013 Toyota Camry. What was the year of the other vehicle? It went too quick.
The Councilwoman, the Toyota or the Nissan that I'm referring to? It was a
13 both.
2000,
think both were
2013.
Yeah.
So-
correct, yes.
Okay, so Saul, my question is, you mentioned that the planner or you right now has to travel a lot to Yuma. You can't use the Toyota Camry, or you don't use the Toyota Camry?
That's the one that we're using. That's the one that we would use to travel, the one that I use to travel to Yuma, and the one that the planner will eventually end up using as well. The F-150 is for the building inspector, but the Nissan Titan right now is being used by the code enforcement officer. And he's who would primarily use that truck, the new truck.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Do we need a truck?
Councilwoman Gonzalez, I would say yes, trucks offer versatility that just cannot be offered by a sedan or a small SUV. There are times that one of our trucks, the building inspector's truck, is in the shop and he needs a truck, and that'll be the truck that'll be loaned to him in the meantime for ladders, toolboxes, equipment, and whatnot. So my recommendation would be to acquire a new truck.
And this is just me asking from other departments that will be getting new vehicles. No other vehicle or trucks from the other departments are good enough in working condition that I know we have very old ones. Maybe we could give them Arnulfos. No, I'm just kidding.
So the councilwoman, mayor and council, most of the trucks that are being replaced are probably in the same condition this one is, so.
Councilwoman Castillo?
I just have a comment. I remember a couple, I'm all for it. I mean, if the funding can be secured and you know, and it's, I'm okay with it. But I remember a couple months ago, maybe about a year ago, you know, something was presented to us about a possibility about maybe leasing vehicles, you know, within the city. I'm talking, this was before your time, Mr. Galaviz. You know, so our finance director, Ms. Gallegos, presented it. I want to say about a year ago. You know, and I just want to, if to me, I'm all for if that opportunity exists as an option, you know, if we could lease vehicles or certain vehicles, because when we average out how much we spend repairing them and that cost, and then also the liability, like this one doesn't have airbags, when we compare it in a 10-year span, purchasing versus, let's say, because if you lease them or somehow, I mean, we don't pay the maintenance, average it out, you know, we'll have that security within the vehicles, know that state of mind that they're not going to be in the shop 2-3 weeks. And I think that in turn makes our city more efficient also, because we're not depending on those things. And I know it was talked about a year ago, give or take, you know, and I just don't think it was followed up or I don't remember, or if it was just, you know, but I'd say, I mean, if you want to look at that option again, maybe that would be in our best interest. We're spending about what, 45,000 here. And I'm thinking maybe with 45, we can get 2 or 3 more vehicles for like 3 or 4 years or maybe more. I mean, I don't know, just as an option.
That option was presented, but because the city of Yuma was gonna go that route, but they ended up, and I don't remember the details why they didn't, but we're gonna piggyback on so their contract that they had, but that ended up not happening. And as far as specifics, I don't remember why, but it wasn't at least financially feasible at that time. But it was gonna be like the total fleet was gonna be leased, and that's the presentation that our finance director at that time had. But that fell through even for the city of Yuma too.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I mean, if you guys can secure the funding and, if the truck makes it more, it's more versatility and flexibility. I mean, I think we need to optimize our resources.
Saul, and what are you gonna eliminate? Because you said reallocation of funds. What's gonna be eliminated from this year's budget that is prioritized over this vehicle at this time?
Mayor, we had budgeted for plan reviews, outsourcing, or rather, third-party plan reviews, because last year we had anticipated that there would be a lot of commercial development over at the Parkview Commerce Center. But due to the delay of the development of the subdivision, there hasn't been any new commercial projects for us to review. So that money has just been unused for the entirety of the fiscal year so far. So there's some money there. I'm not saying that those projects aren't coming. Next year, hopefully, once Parkview is developed, we will need that money again to do these plan reviews. But for this current fiscal year, the money's there for third-party plan reviews. And that's where we would be drawing from to put it into this purchase.
And that won't put us in a tough predicament for, let's say, next year's once that starts rolling, once those projects start rolling in.
Well, there is sufficient money in there to cover, even if we transfer the money, we still believe that there's enough money there for, even if we get one project, not necessarily in Parkview, for example, but what if the gym comes in, the 24/7 gym? We'll still have money to do that plan review. But for next year, we would budget, I would say, additional funds to come to an amount that would be enough to cover all the projected plan reviews. So I would say it would not put us in a predicament as long as we plan and anticipate for these projects that are coming. And we have a pretty good idea of what's coming next year. And Parkview is almost done. Well, it's moving now. So that more or less gives us a compass of how much we'll need for next year. So we'll prepare for it and we'll budget for it for next year.
Any other questions or comments?
Something.
Vice Mayor?
Just, I know sometimes we're here and we don't see you guys daily basis what you do, I know I worked for the city before and we see the situations of many vehicles that, some vehicles have holes under that, is unacceptable. And, I know you as a director of your department, you did the due diligence, in order to, whatever you need to do to get that money and get that vehicle that is needed. And I think that's good that you take, things that you need for your department, because if you don't speak out yourself, then no other director is gonna do it for you. So I think if you need the money for that vehicle and seeing the pictures now, that vehicle is what, 2005? We bought it, what, I don't know, 20 years when it was purchased or 18, whatever. I'm pretty sure it was not brand new, but I mean,
Probably
it was
not.
either from the deals that we used to get from the Border Patrol. And those vehicles are more than 100,000 miles. And so I think it's time that we start doing something, for that. So I think, by that, I would like to make a motion to approve the to buying that truck for the Community Development Department, not to exceed the amount of 45,000.
So motion by Vice Mayor Roldan.
I have one more question before
Yeah.
that motion. So you said once we approve, let's say, once this goes through, you said that more funding was gonna be put into it from this upcoming year. So where would that come from? That, would that, where would that come from if we needed to add more?
It
For
would be
those?
for next fiscal year
Next
in,
fiscal year.
in July. So they're reallocating the funds for plan review this fiscal year and that's up for approval.
Mhm.
They're gonna put in the budget for plan review and it's up to us to approve that budget, so.
Correct. It would be, for next fiscal year, right, it would be a completely different year. So
Right.
if there's anything left over that can be rolled over, we would just budget for next year an adequate amount to cover the anticipated projects, but
But that wouldn't take from other departments or anything like that, right?
no. This is just it's an internal transfer for the time being. And then for next year, we'll budget, it'll be the next year's fiscal that we'll budget for. But this is money that we have right now. And that, fortunately, we have this flexibility right now to move it around and just take care of this problem.
Yeah, they might not have that next year.
Yeah.
And there's about 180,000 in that account right now. So any other projects to finish out the year, we're fairly confident we have more than enough funding to finish out the fiscal year. And just to let Mayor and Council know, we are working on a replacement program. And so we'll hopefully we'll be presenting that coming up.
Yeah, we hear that every fiscal year, so hopefully we start.
Pretty sure that's
Different,
on the list.
different administration.
I'll second that motion, Mayor.
Mayor and council, oh, sorry. If on the motion, if you could just include some wording that says, and also to approve for us to reallocate the funding on top of the motion that you.
Make a motion to approve the purchase of the vehicle not exceeding 45,000 and to transfer the money from one line item to the other.
Are you also approving someone to execute documentation, or you want to bring the contract back? It would exceed 30,000.
Would this be enough if we approve it or?
Whether you might designate Mr. Galaviz to give him authority for that without having to bring the contract back, not to exceed 45.
45, right? So
Yeah, we're looking at going through the state contract, so it'd meet the procurement code.
So I'll make a motion also to give the permission to city administrator to purchase a vehicle sign even for not exceed to 45,000.
motion by Vice Mayor Roldan, second by Councilman Castillo, in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council.
Summary of current events.
Sure. We'll have a deputy city manager first.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. From the Office of the Deputy City Manager, we are working on the fiscal year 2024 budget. The process is moving along. We have all departments working on their worksheets until the end of February. And prior to move on to the next step in this process, we also have the budget retreat meeting dates for staff and council confirmed to April 28th and 29th. And we're already working on the logistics of these retreats. Last week, I attended the Forefront ED meeting in Mexicali along with our Economic Development Director, Marlene Lara. Also in attendance were Economic Development and Tourism representatives of Yuma, San Luis Rio Colorado, and Mexicali. There was an agenda with very, very interesting topics of discussion. The next meeting will be held in Yuma on April 12th. On February 8th, I also attended the public hearing regarding the use of CDBG funds for this fiscal year and submitted the city's proposal on behalf of the Public Works Department. I also attended the Procurement Policy Update Committee meeting on February 13th to restart this restart this update, and the next meeting is scheduled for February 27th with the committee, so we can continue on the procurement policy update. I also continue working with HR on the citywide organizational chart and review of positions and job descriptions within each department. Meetings will be scheduled with all directors in the next few days to go over their organizational charts. I also continue working with the Public Works Department on several projects, including the improvements around the new high school, the Parkview Commercial Subdivision, CDBG current and future projects, among other duties. And I
Public
have
Works.
Public Works Department summary. The Somerton Heights Water Main Replacement and Street Reconstruction Project, the contractor finally submitted the pending Polymer sewer manholes material submittal. With this, the contractor is now ready to start construction. The water materials have been ordered. The Polymer manhole will be arriving within the next 4 weeks. As for the Parkview Traffic Signal Project, the project has been advertised as of last week on Thursday, February 16 and Sunday, February 19. The bid package has been sent to several plant rooms, and the pre-bid meeting has been scheduled for March 3rd. Also, the Parkview Commerce Center project, CEMEX has restarted construction after Southwest Gas completed the underground crossings. And the Parkview Avenue roadway design project, the consultant completed the final design plans. Staff will add to this project a portion of the high school sewer lift station access road in order to be constructed in conjunction with the project as per high school development agreement that we have. The bus access road will also be considered in this portion of in this phase of construction. That's all I have. Thank you.
Saul?
Mayor and Council, I just have 2 items to update you on tonight. You may have noticed there's a new fourplex that has gone vertical here in this part of the city, older part of the city on Jacob Street. It's a new fourplex multifamily that was developed using the incentive package from the infill incentive overlay plan. And there are 2 more coming, it appears. Two fourplexes are in the planning stages right now for the Borro Town neighborhood. So multifamily continues to be strong in the city. So you'll be seeing plenty more fourplexes, triplexes, and duplexes coming to the city. We believe it's an ongoing trend right now. And then also this week, staff will be returning comments to the engineer for the Max subdivision. The Max subdivision is a 4-acre, 16-lot, single-family subdivision on the southwest corner of Madison Street and Cesar Chavez. So that'll be the first, hopefully, of many new subdivisions to come to that part of the city. And we'll be issuing comments this week for that. That is all I have. Thank you.
Armando, HR?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Well, we're making progress. We have our management team nearly rebuilt. I think at the moment, with the addition of Ms. Rosa Spalieri, we're getting very close to filling all the management positions. We're down still Public Works. That continues to be a challenge. The City Magistrate, I think it's looking good. We have some good candidates for that position. And then City Attorney, that still is kind of not moving very much. In addition to that, we have recently had some openings for Public Works in water, wastewater positions from some recent departures. And we're also looking to actively recruit firefighter EMTs from a recent resignation. But we're in better shape than we were a few months ago.
Thank you. Chief Juarez?
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. So the pancake breakfast this weekend went very well. We estimated over 700 pancakes, about 15 pounds of bacon. We had a real good presence of people. Our seniors got there before we even started cooking, so that was exciting. We started at 8. I just want to thank a couple people that helped us out there that morning. Councilwoman Gonzalez, thank you. You and Griselda served probably close to the 720 pancakes. So I want to thank them. I also want to thank Fire Chief for collaborating with us and making this event possible. Our firefighters were out there as well. Also want to thank the Parks and Rec Department. Rodney was very graceful in bringing over a couple tables and chairs and getting them ready for us for that day. And Southwest Sanitation for the donation of several balloons and helium tanks. So we're thankful for all that. It was a fun event. Hopefully we can make it a yearly event. And we'll invite you guys when we plan it, hopefully like in February around the same date. We'll try not to make it around the President's Day holiday so more people can show up. We had a lot of kids out there, parents, people that were getting ready to take off for the UTV County 19. They came by, took some pancakes. So that was real good. It was a real good time. A couple bad news, a little bit of bad news. We had two of our officers assaulted in the past 3 weeks. One of them by a domestic violence suspect and the other one by a mental health patient. So this morning, that happened this morning. Officers have been turning in that paperwork for those contacts. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but we also understand that it's part of the job. Officers are staying busy with traffic stops, responding to the accidents and calls for service. We also have our animal control officers. They're working on some sort of an outreach to remind the public of the responsibility of being a pet owner and some ideas to try to secure them and keep them within their gated areas so we don't have a lot of dogs running out and about. Our National Guard still on site. We have 4 members. They continue to support the mission of the department with handling fingerprint services, covering the front desk, running errands to different courthouses, post office, city hall, and assisting the records and evidence custodian with filing, pulling reports, reading through reports to research dispositions, and owners of to return property to them. They have also been essential during police officer candidate testing as proctors and assisting during background checks. And last week, we pulled out of the evidence room over 1,000 pieces of no longer considered evidence items that we were able to get rid of. This is one more thing that the National Guard was able to help us with, reading reports and trying to locate owners so we could return all that property. That's pretty much what I have. Thank you. Good
Thank you,
evening.
Chief.
Yes. Oh,
No, I
Chief.
said, thank you, Chief. Chief Hernandez?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. I was going to do something a little bit different tonight. I just want to remind the community to be extra alert on the roadways. For the month of February, so far, we've had 15 motor vehicle collisions, and that's compared to 7 for the whole month of January. Out of those 15 motor vehicle collisions, we've had 10 patients transported to RMC in stable condition. 3 patients were transported in critical condition, which we consider level 1 trauma patients. We already had 1 DOA, dead on arrival, 4 patient refusals, which means we treated them on the scene, but they refused to be transferred to the hospital. And then we had 3 no patient contacts. 9 accidents were in the county, 4 accidents were in Somerton city limits. We had 1 on the levee and then 1 in San Luis, Arizona. So we just want to remind the public that be extra alert out there. And it's just, I don't know why this month we've been having so many motor vehicle collisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. On behalf of your Green Salads and the Economic Development Department, thank you for those that attended the ribbon cutting for the Your Green Salads. The Economic Development Department is collaborating with SBDC Arizona, the Small Business Development Center, to provide free workshops to our community's businesses on many business management topics. We do have one scheduled for April 12th, tentatively from 3 to 5 p.m. here at City Hall, and the theme is going to be on marketing, helping those businesses that have been here for a while and those new ones. And there will be other topics coming soon, and we'll be scheduling those times. Then, as our Deputy City Manager Carmen Juarez commented, we had our forefront ED meeting. We went to with Visit Mexicali. It was very successful. We got many ideas on how to increase visibility throughout our forefront ED. And then we are currently working on a binational mega region events calendar. We want to make sure that we are highlighting all of our events, not just here through Somerton or Yuma County, but also with our neighboring communities. And that will be it. Thank you.
Then Angelica, Parks and Rec.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. From Parks and Recreation, staff is waiting on quotes for Cultural Center restroom remodel. This is a CIP project approved by council in the amount of $10,000. And some of the scope of this project was to replace toilets, sinks, and flooring. We're doing the same thing for our community center restroom remodel. It's also a CIP project approved by council in the amount of $75,000. So we're gonna continue finishing up with our CIP projects. We met with Mr. Rogers from Arizona Parks and Trails to discuss current Perrycone soccer field project. We were awarded $164,495 with some revision to our application. We are anticipating additional to $200,000. So this will allow us to possibly add a stadium lights to the project. Parks and Recreation Commission meeting is tomorrow. Flag football ended last Thursday. Our soccer league starts in March. About 470 kids register. I heard this is the first time we have so many kids register, so we're happy about that. Entertainment contracts for Greater Days Somerton Food Festival and Battle of the Cheladas are booked. So this is what we have from Parks and Recreation. Thank you.
And Mayor and Council, just closing, Rosa's here tonight. Hopefully in the future, she'll be providing some updates on the financials. But this is her second week, so she's working on that, and she has auditors this week. It's yeah, there's an audit this week.
Keep you busy.
So that's all we have, Mayor.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
We had our vaccine clinic this past Thursday, and we had about 50 some vaccines provided to the community. A correction for last month. The health department provided the number of COVID vaccines, which I reported was 50, but in actuality, altogether, we're a little bit over 100 vaccines that were provided in last month's clinic. Next month will be March 16th, Cultural Center at from 3 to 6 as well. I was able, like Chief mentioned, to attend the pancake breakfast this Saturday, and it went very well. We had quite a few people attend, and I really liked their idea of some people will come but are not easily or easy to speak to, or they don't find it comfortable enough to speak to PB. So I'm glad that they issued some questionnaires that they could fill in, and the questions on there were very interesting. I even filled out one. So I also attended the Your Greens grand opening. If you haven't tried it, you should go try it out. There's really good salads. And I think they're opening a new menu this week or next week. So I'd also like to mention, I'd like to commend Josue from Parks and Rec. I've been attending the flag football games. My son was playing, but this last Thursday that they had the finals, a coach got a little bit rowdy out of hand of the smaller kids, and Josue was able to, bring him to the side and handle the situation. So I'd like to commend him for his actions there. And that's it from me.
Councilman Castillo.
I just want to, thank the chief and everyone involved in organizing the pancakes with our community, man. I mean, I heard great comments from, from many residents I shared with you before the meeting. So we just wanted to kind of highlight that. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Councilwoman Delgadillo.
I first want to apologize to Chief. I said I was going to volunteer and I had a family situation come up, so I could not attend, but I will be there next time. I attended the Your Greens ribbon cutting ceremony, which is a great ceremony. Thank you, Marlene. And I'm not a salad eater at all, but it was really good. It was really good. So, I invite you guys to attend. And that's all I have.
Vice Mayor.
I attended the WACOG meeting today. It's the Regional Council on Aging, and I guess the funding is no longer is gonna be, through WACOG, it's gonna go through the DES, I guess, so they're providing an online. So I'll be sending the flyer probably tomorrow, though, so we can educate our seniors and Anna and whoever help them out there, for the things that they can help them out with, I know they do a lot for them, so they can do that too. And I also, I didn't attend the ceremony for Parks and Rec, but I also attended the games. My son also played there, and it was the first time that he played flag football. And to see many kids that, that play, that's pretty nice. Even though the weather was crazy, but yeah, as Mrs. Gonzalez, Moco, however. But it was, please thank Josue and the parks people that put all that together, and getting refs. It's not easy to do an event and to do a sports, being there. So I know it takes a lot. And same chief for putting that together for our citizens. So thank you.
Last week, we had a GYDC board meeting, which I attended, and also on Friday, we shot the mayor's State of the City address, and it should come out when, Marlene? Next Monday, yes. That's all I have. We have one item in executive session is obtaining legal advice for recruitment, interview, and appointment of city magistrate. Is there a motion to adjourn to executive session? The motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo, and second by Councilman Roldan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 5 minutes.